Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm just gonna jump right into the video. So this is gonna be part 2 of my thoughts on season 2 of Gilmore Girls. So what I want to talk about in this part of the video is Lorelai and Rory's relationship and how unhealthy it is. And yeah, I'm gonna talk about the whole Max and Lorelai thing. So in the last part of the video, I was talking about how Max and Lorelai should have never gotten back together. So I'm going to talk about the episode where Lorelai and Rory go on like some spontaneous random road trip. And at the place that they're staying at, like the bed and breakfast or whatever, Rory is trying to talk to Lorelai, and she's like, "So what happened? Like, you were so excited. Why don't you want to marry Max anymore?" Because she's like confused. And Lorelai didn't want to talk about her relationship with Max because she said she's a grown woman and she doesn't have to explain herself to her daughter, rightfully so. But the point I'm trying to make is you can't really say something like that when you and your child have a friendship dynamic more than a mother-daughter dynamic. So Rory is bound to cross boundaries or cross inappropriate boundaries sometimes. Because to be honest, Rory and Lorelai's relationship isn't much different than Rory and Lane's. And I know some people might disagree, but parents and children shouldn't be friends. They should respect each other, of course, but they shouldn't be friends, because a parent is supposed to serve as a guide to their child or children. Like, you know, I feel like it's okay to share your relationships with your child or with your children, but there's like a line where you can't cross, because once you cross that line, then it opens up something, you know, because like Lorelai has obviously crossed that line, so now Rory feels comfortable giving her 2 cents on Lorelai's relationship. You know what I mean? Also, in this episode, they were in, like I said, they were in like some sort of like bed and breakfast place, and this is what the place was called. It was called the Treasure Cat. And I don't understand why they hated that bed and breakfast so much. Like, it wasn't that bad. The owner was nice, and so were the guests. And I don't understand why they skipped eating just so they didn't have to talk to the guests. Like, I feel like that was a bit much. Because, like, when you go to a hotel or a bed and breakfast, people will obviously be there. Like, you're not the only person there. And it's, like, kind of weird for their characters, because Lorelai, at least, like, Lorelai is a people person. Like, she likes to talk to people. So I don't understand why they didn't want to talk to the people in the bed and breakfast. Like, who cares if they're a little bit weird? Just like chat to them. You're only talking to them during breakfast, and then you have the rest of the day to yourself. So like, I don't know. I thought that was so stupid. Like, it wasn't even a funny like plot line or whatever. Like, it was just stupid, and it was annoying to me. Now, this is kind of like a rapid fire. Like, I'm just gonna have like my random thoughts. Now, the last time I watched Gilmore Girls, I was like, oh my god, I love Paris. Like, that's my girl, that's my sister. I love her down. But like, rewatching the show, I never realized how mean and obnoxious Paris is. Like, she held a grudge against Rory for way too long, or she holds grudges against Rory for way too long, because in this season, Tristan is in this, like, Tristan is in like the first 2 seasons of the show, I think, and then he leaves in season 2, maybe like in the middle of, I don't remember. But the point is, that whole thing where like Rory told Tristan to ask out Paris, I thought that was like inappropriate. And it's like, why are you butting your head into stuff that has nothing to do with you? So like, Paris had a right to be mad at Rory for telling Tristan to ask her out, because it's like, when you like someone, you want them to ask you out. So it's like, when your friend or your acquaintance makes that person ask you out, it feels like you're forcing them to go out on a date with you, you know? It doesn't make you feel wanted, or like, well, yeah, it doesn't make you feel wanted. It makes you feel like undesirable or whatever. But then Paris remained mad at Rory because, if you remember, Tristan had bought tickets to PJ Harvey, and he wanted to go with Rory, but Rory declined because like, she's not interested in Tristan. And Paris thought that she accepted the tickets. And even after Rory said that she didn't accept the ticket, she still remained mad at Rory. Did I say that correctly? Paris still remained mad at Rory, even though Rory said she didn't accept the tickets from Tristan. Like, I thought that was ridiculous. Also, another random thought. I mean, maybe not like fashion or makeup wise, but one thing about Paris, Paris can read a person down. So, because of that, I think she would be really good on RuPaul's Drag Race. Like when they have the library thing, like the library's open, like she would eat. She would do very well. She would win that challenge. And another random thought is like I think Max would have been a really great stepfather because like well, there's a lot of reasons why Max would be a great stepfather, but that I can't think of on the top of my head, but not a lot of people who are marrying into a family that already has kids want to be a parent. The fact that he went to Lorelai and asked her, "How can I be or how can I parent Rory?" The fact that he even had that conversation with Lorelai just shows that he would have been a great stepfather. Like there are other instances that shown that he would have been a good stepfather that I can't think of on the top of my head. But I think that was like the biggest thing for me because it's like it's showing that he cares. Like he cares about Rory and he wants to take care of her because some people would agree with Lorelai and be like, oh, well, she's already 16, so she doesn't really need another parent because she's already almost done being brought up. But like the fact that he was still interested in parenting her and wanting to provide her with guidance, like he would have been such a good stepfather. Like I would have loved to see that. Like I was so excited to see like their bond together or whatever. Like that would have been so cute to see. And then the last thing I want to talk about, because in this season we finally get introduced to Jess. Now I know a lot of people are like team Jess, but I'm team none of Rory's boyfriends because to be honest, I don't like any of them. I mean, no, I'm not gonna say his name because I feel like no, because I feel like everyone's seen this show at this point. I feel like one of the better boyfriends that Rory has had was Logan because like he held her accountable and wasn't like he didn't treat her like she was Little Miss Perfect and like she could do no wrong, unlike everyone else in the town, whatever. But I want to talk about Jess. Like I love Jess, but I feel like a lot of you guys are team Jess because you find him attractive. Like because if I remember correctly, Jess wasn't a very good boyfriend. Like they got along better because they had more in common as opposed to like her and Dean. But like that doesn't mean he was a better boyfriend. And like there was that whole thing where he tried to force himself or force her to have sex with him. Like was he the better boyfriend? Are you sure you're team Jess? I don't know. But the point is, Jess is actually very rude and I didn't realize how rude he was. But at the same time, I feel like Jess is such a good character for a show like this because Jess is like a dose of reality for Rory and Lorelai and the rest of the town Stars Hollow. Because like I feel like Rory and Lorelai, they kind of go through life with rose-colored lenses sometimes. And Jess is a real person who's experienced like real trauma and neglect and all that, and it makes Lorelai uncomfortable. Mind you, I don't even, you know what it is? Lorelai doesn't like Jess because she sees herself in him. Because I don't know if you guys, I'm sure you guys have noticed this, but Lorelai and Jess are practically the same person. They're both sarcastic. The only difference is like when Jess is being sarcastic, he's doing it to be rude. It's in like a rude way, but when Lorelai is being sarcastic, it's just to lighten up a situation where it's like what's the word? Like when you're uncomfortable, you just do it. It's like an involuntary thing, you know? But the point is they're practically the same person. And that's probably why Rory even likes Jess, because she sees a lot of her mother in Jess. So like but I think maybe Lorelai doesn't like Jess because like she sees herself in him and it makes her uncomfortable, or like it's just like self-hate or something. Like I don't know how to explain it, but you know what, she sees the bad parts of herself in Jess. Maybe that's what I'm trying to say. Maybe that, I don't know if that makes sense. Maybe you know what I make sense and I can stop talking anyways. But yeah, I understand like Lorelai was initially during the, because remember, like when he first came, they had a dinner for him or something. I understand that Lorelai was just trying to be nice to Jess, but you have to understand with a person like Jess, who's gone through like so much in his life, so many traumatic things in his life, I feel like you have to take it slow and let them open up to you and get comfortable with you, because if you're too forward like Lorelai, they'll attack you, because like that whole like shtick that she does with people, not everyone is into that, and that's not gonna be, just because other people find that charming doesn't mean like Jess or other people are gonna find that charming. Because yeah, and I wrote this in my notes, everyone eats up Lorelai's charms, but like in the real world, outside of Stars Hollow, the way she acts is actually not charming to everyone, may not be charming to everyone, and may come off as weird or crazy or like too forward. You just have to meet people halfway, so to say, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. Like, you have to like observe a person, and then that's how you figure out how to approach them. You can't just like approach them anyhow, because especially with someone who's experienced trauma, like they might just shut down, you know? Okay, those are all my thoughts on season 2. Unless I make another video. Like, these videos are gonna be so sporadic, because like I just, yeah, that's what Gilmore Girls does to you. Like, every time you watch it, like you always find something new to talk about and something new to obsess over. And that's what makes the show good. If people rewatch your show over and over again and have different things to talk about the show, you know you made a good show. You know you made a bomb show. Like, you really did the thing. Because like sometimes people make shows, or sometimes it's not just shows. Sometimes it could be like music or movies, whatever. Sometimes you make something and there's like some talk, like when the show or whatever first comes out. But if you can make something that has like lasting power, that people are still talking about 20 plus years later, you did the damn thing. You did the damn thing. I hope I can have that kind of impact with any kind of media or whatever that I make, because like I think that would be really cool. Anyways, thank you for watching. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and follow me on social media if you want. Be happy, be healthy. Bye.